This tale unfolds many years ago in a secluded village nestled deep within a dense forest. 16-year-old Alice had spent her childhood in this village, surrounded by her mother and grandmother, who showered her with love and care. Their household also included a beloved feline companion named Badger, a ginger cat who had been a part of their family since kittenhood. Badger's journey into their lives began when Alice's grandmother found him seeking shelter from the rain under a small shop awning. Taking pity on the tiny kitten, she brought him home, where he grew into a formidable protector of their home, weighing a hefty 18 pounds. Over the years, Badger evolved from a small kitten into a formidable presence, with his imposing size and protective instincts. He patrolled the surroundings with the vigilance of a guard dog, chasing away any intruders and ensuring the home remained free of pests by diligently catching mice. Despite his intimidating demeanor, Badger also enjoyed leisurely excursions into the forest, disappearing for hours at a time. While his activities in the woods remained a mystery, Alice's grandmother suspected he was hunting, as he often returned home well-fed and content. Every summer, Alice's mother would embark on a week-long work trip, leaving Alice in the care of her grandmother and their faithful cat, Badger. Alice cherished these times, relishing the opportunity to bond with Badger while her mother was away. It seemed that Badger shared her sentiment, eagerly engaging in playful interactions with the young girl. One summer day, while Alice was assisting her grandmother in the kitchen, Badger sauntered in with a small gray puppy trotting alongside him. Surprised, Alice turned to her grandmother and inquired about the new arrival, assuming her grandmother had acquired a dog. To her astonishment, her grandmother revealed that Badger was the one who had brought the puppy home from the forest. The elderly woman had noticed the puppy lingering near the forest's edge and speculated that it had summoned the courage to venture indoors. It transpired that during one of his forest jaunts, Badger had returned carrying a small gray bundle in his mouth. Initially dismissing it as one of his typical hunting trophies, Alice's grandmother was taken aback when the bundle stirred to life, revealing itself to be a living puppy. At first sight of the woman, the puppy dashed toward the forest's edge, but upon closer inspection, Alice's grandmother discerned that it was no ordinary canine, it was a wolf pup. An array of questions swirled in the grandmother's mind. Where had the wolf cub originated? What had become of its mother? And why had Badger chosen to bring it home? Unfortunately, the cat remained silent, offering no explanation for its unexpected companionship with the wolf cub, content to bask in the newfound camaraderie. Alice couldn't contain her joy at having a new playmate, although her grandmother initially harbored reservations about the wolf's presence. However, these concerns melted away as she observed the cub's gentle demeanor. Surprisingly, Badger displayed remarkable tenderness toward the wolf, a departure from his usual standoffishness with other animals. He lavished the cub with affection, licking its fur, sharing his food, and even providing it with freshly caught prey. The pair forged an inseparable bond, sleeping curled up together on the same bed, as if Badger had adopted the role of a surrogate mother for the young wolf. Meanwhile, Alice's mother had secured a new residence and planned to relocate with Alice after the summer. In the meantime, Alice would stay with her grandmother while her mother prepared their new home. While Alice felt a twinge of sadness at the thought of leaving her grandmother, she looked forward to spending more time with the wolf cub. As the summer progressed, the cub underwent a noticeable growth spurt, evolving into a robust and vigorous companion. Alice grew deeply attached to him, making it challenging for her to bid farewell when the day came for her to depart for her new home. However, her grandmother assured her that she could return in a month's time for a weekend excursion to the forest, where they would gather mushrooms together. On the day of her departure, the wolf and cat chased after the departing bus, eliciting tears from Alice's grandmother. When the time came for Alice's return visit, she learned that her usual bus route wouldn't be available this time, throwing a wrench into her plans to reunite with her grandmother in the village. Facing no other choice, Alice resolved to trek the remaining distance to the village on foot. She hoisted her backpack, containing all her weekend essentials, and set off along the road. Fortunately, the weather was favorable, with the sun casting a warm glow, making the anticipated 2-hour walk quite pleasant. As Alice strolled, she marveled at the forest's beauty surrounding her, relishing in sights she had never closely observed before. Suddenly, an odd-looking bush caught her attention just off the roadside. Intrigued, she ventured closer. At that precise moment, a speeding car zoomed past the side of the road where Alice had been walking. Had she remained there, disaster would have surely struck. Grateful that fate had spared her, Alice noticed the car reversing back toward her. Initially hopeful it might be a villager offering a ride, her optimism waned as she realized the occupants were unfamiliar men. Recognizing her vulnerable situation, alone in the dense forest, Alice attempted negotiation, noting the men's inebriation as a potential advantage. Unfortunately, her efforts failed, and she found herself forcibly pulled into the car's backseat by one of the men. Frozen with terror, Alice felt paralyzed as the vehicle traversed several miles until reaching a secluded spot. Once stopped, she was forcefully ejected from the car, her screams echoing to no avail. Summoning every ounce of courage, Alice instinctively lashed out, delivering a stinging slap to one assailant's face, using her nails to inflict maximum harm. Enraged, the man retaliated, shoving her away. Seizing the opportunity, Alice swiftly regained her footing and bolted. Her escape took an unexpected turn when she heard one attacker cry out in agony. Whirling around, she beheld the sight of the wolf cub she had befriended, now fully grown, sinking its teeth into one assailant's arm. In a dramatic intervention, Badger emerged from the forest, leaping onto the second attacker's back. The sudden weight sent the man tumbling, while the furious feline pounced, clawing and biting at his face and neck. Overwhelmed with relief, Alice realized her beloved companions had come to her rescue, drawn by her cries for help. Dislodging the animals, the assailants hastily retreated to their car. But their escape was thwarted as the vehicle refused to start, leaving them at the mercy of an enraged wolf and cat. Alice wasted no time contacting the authorities, ensuring justice would be served. After the ordeal with the assailants, Alice safely reached her grandmother's house. Together, they cherished their weekend, gathering mushrooms amidst the forest's tranquility, accompanied by Badger and the faithful wolf by their side.